So my name's Charlie, I'm from Centrobed. So today we've got 3 beds with us. We've got our Arctic turning bed and Andy, who's going to be helping demonstrate it. We've got our Scotia, which is our paediatric bed. So this is very, very good for mums, people with backache, obviously disabled living and such. So you're not bending over to get your little one out, play or do anything like that. We've had a lot of coverage with Kelly, who's been using this for quite a while now, especially with her new little one, and she didn't have the opportunity to do it last time. And lastly, we've got our quaddy bed. So this is one of our paediatric profiling beds. Usually it would be a full-size 6.5 foot bed given to a little one, which is not going to be suitable. The knee breaks wouldn't sit properly. So we designed this bed so not only is it the correct size, so it starts at 5 foot, it also then would grow as the little one gets older, so you don't have to keep changing your bed. So it will grow twice, 5.5 foot, and then to 6 foot. We can also make them a little bit bigger as well if that's something you need. So first of all, I'm going to go through the Arctic with Andy. So we've already got his backrest plumbed in. So we've got a backrest in and we've got some knee breaks, but nothing too drastic. So I'm going to go through the turning features first. So while we've got Andy flat, if I start bringing up his right hand side, so this is going to start catching him and moving the pressure spots from the middle of the back over to his left-hand side. So this is good for pressure care. I'll pick up the other side. So this way, what I'm doing is it makes Andy feel a little bit more comfortable, especially with the knee breaking, so he's not going to slip out. So I'm just going to pick up his left-hand side and start turning him gently over towards the right. So this way now his pressure's moving from his left-hand side to his right. There you go. You all right? There you go. So now we're all the way turned over. We can also use it for manual handling as well. The motors only take 16 seconds to turn over. So I'm just going to start bringing Andy back.
Very relaxing.
There you go. So as we're bringing him up, so this is quite a gentle V. This is quite good for back pain, scoliosis. Cerebral palsy is one of the main ones for for alignment. But it's also very good for muscular dystrophy boys with the legs. So we're going to move on to the independent knee breaks, and I'm going to flatten Andy out.
Yeah, if I do my muscular dystrophy boy knees. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So if I take the turning out, we've got a separate handset. So this is designed in combination with the auto box to try and help keep parents in bed, keep carers away, keep the costs down, and obviously improve the quality of life. So at the moment, both knee breaks are together, so they're both elevated. Not all the way, but just enough. So if you wake up during the night and one knee is starting to cramp, and obviously you don't have the ability to move it, you can use it on its own. So I'm starting to bring up Andy's left side, but the right side is not moving at all. I can bring up the right side if I wish to, or you can just leave it as is. So I'm going to bring down your left. So if I flatten this one out, so as you can see, Andy's knee is now not particularly supported underneath. So if I just bring up the knee break a little bit, it's not coming out. And there you go. So I'll just bring it up slowly. Now it's starting to catch his legs. So I'm not putting too much pressure behind him, but it's just enough to catch the knee so it can give him a bit more comfort, whereas the other knee has much more support.
So you're going to bring my knees together now?
Yep.
Side turn.
That's all right. So if I bring them back up together, so on the main handset, so the first set of buttons is actually very simple to use. It's just designed for profiling. So every button apart from the last 4, all it's designed for is just profiling of the bed. So you have a backrest, your joint knee breaks, and then you have Trendelenburg function, normal and reverse. High-low, so this bed is a 16-inch start, and it will go up to 32 inches, and that is specifically designed for carers and support. And then obviously your functions for your turning after. And the functions for turning are as if you're laying in the bed, so left is left and right is right. So I'm just going to bring his knee breaks up a little bit. There you go.
Yeah, get rid of the frogging for me.
That's it. Do you want me to even that out for you?
Yeah, it takes them a bit further.
There you go. Is that right?
And then give it a bit more of a squeeze.
There you go.
So nearly touching.
So now I'm going to start pulling them in. So what this is doing is pulling his legs together, so it's starting to align his spine down the bed.
Fully aligned now.
Yeah, centralising Andy. So this is much better for his back, and if he lays in the bed for about 20 minutes, it should start relaxing his muscles and letting Andy fall asleep nice and gently. So during the night time, obviously we'd like to be using the auto box. So the main thing is to make sure the bed doesn't have any turning in. You can have your profile in where you want, but not have any turning to set the box off. So I'm just going to flatten the turning sides down now. I'm going to leave the backrest and knee brakes for Andy, just for his comfort. And then we'll start the box. There you go, and that's all the way down. So with this box, this is designed, once you're in the bed, mum, dad or any carer will then just press one of the buttons on the box and then just go to bed. The handset will still work for the independent knee brakes, so if you do get a cramp in the night and you need to move one leg, that's still possible, you're not then stuck. So if I just set it on the first program, it's a 30-minute program. You then get 1 hour, then 2 hour, and then your reset as well. It's all listed on the box. There's about 160 programs that are programmed into the box. It just depends which one is suited to you. We can also make a program just to suit your needs if that's something you need as well. So if I just set the box off now. So now it's bringing up the side turn. So this is quite a gentle program. This is very moderate turning. So I'm just going to press it again, which will skip 30 minutes into the next cycle. So it should bring it back down again. There you go. So it's just a very, very gentle turn on Andy's side of his legs. So now it will bring up the other side. There you go.
Yeah, it's around 30 degrees this one.
If I start bringing it down again. So you don't, once you've pressed it once, it will just go on its own. You don't need to keep pressing it or coming in and checking on it. It will just run on its own. So if I just bring that up, this side up again. So as I spoke about earlier, if you do get a cramp during the night and you just need to move that leg, grab the handset and you can still pull the sides down. So this hasn't interfered or interrupted with the box. So the box will just continue as it is. So I'm just going to bring both legs down a bit. There you go. If I skip another 30 minutes, so now it's bringing this side turn down. As I say, it's not affected the side turning whatsoever. Okay. We also do full length rails, so these are our 72-inch rails, so they go 3/4 of the way down the bed. We can make collapsible side rails as well, and we can make full length that go from the head to the footboard. So to activate these, all you have to do is a pull pin in the end, pull the rail up, both sides, and then to drop them down again, pull the index pin and they fall. Okay. So with the auto box, during the night, once the auto program is finished and you need to get up, move, whatever you need to do, there's a reset button here. If there's any side load whatsoever, once that light's on, it will then start cycling the bed down. So it will take all side turning out and just leave your profiling intact. So if I just give it a couple of seconds, once it's done, the light will remove itself. You just give it a sec, Andy. There you go, so side turn is off, so there's no side turning whatsoever. Once that light's out, you can resume with the hand controls and then start operating the bed manually. So just the last couple of things to go over with the Arctic. So our Trendelenburg function, so the headboard is now coming up. So this is good for drainage, chest and legs, these are the usual commons. And then I can start bringing up the other way. So now the footboard's starting to come up and the headboard's starting to go down. And if you want to centralise the bed again, all you have to do is press the high-low and that will just bring them both down. So if I bring Andy all the way up, So this high-low function, as I said, is 32 inches at the top, 16 at the bottom. So this is just to get someone up to a working level rather than having to stoop down, which can cause back issues, back pain. For 16 seconds of movement, it saves you about 3 weeks in bed. So So I'll just bring them down again. So with the Arctic, this is our standard size. So this is 36 inches by 78 inches, which is the same size as a standard profile in bed. We can do them much bigger, much smaller. The smallest we generally do for people is 30 inches, just because of shoulder width. But we can do 42, 48, 5 foot. We have done a 6 foot as well. We get the very big, the very small. So when it comes to length, as you being a 78, we can do 80, 90, 100. So we can cater for anyone small, anyone big. Even if you're 7 foot, 8 foot, we can accommodate for that as well. They're all made to order. Okay, so I'll bring Andy down. There you go. So next bed we've got, this is our Scotia cot. So this is very much designed for parents. So it's designed to look like a normal cot, not look hospital-like, not look very unpleasant. It's got to look natural in the home. So the functions on the handset will go through. So if I just start bringing our Centrobed down. So this is designed so most parents are having to bend over into the cot, which can cause back pain, especially picking up little ones out of the cot. So we just bring him down. There you go. So once we've got him down, this is now safe for any child to be in. We've got these mesh panels which are fitted to the inside. So what this is designed to do, you can't get your fingers caught, you can't get them underneath the mattress. So it makes it a lot more safer working environment for playing as well as sleeping. We also have profiling involved with the Scotia. So they all come with a backrest as standard. That's just a normal thing with them. But we can also fit a knee brake as well if that's something you need. So the knee brake can come up. The mattress itself is 54 inches long. Once the little ones are in it, usually they'll go from anywhere from newborn all the way to about 2 years old. So I'll just bring them both down together. So both of these will go down together or come up independently. It's completely down to your choice how you would like to work with the bed. Obviously, once you're ready to come out of bed in the morning, all you have to do is press one button, easily marked in red, and then your little one will come straight up to you, up to waist level. So then you can pull them out without having to bend down to try and caregive at all. Okay, so now our Centrobeds are a much safer working height for me. I'm not having to bend over at all. So I can do changing on here, it's good for playing as well. And then obviously you can bring it back down if you want to play safely, or little one is going to go to bed, or for any other reason. So the next product we've got is our quaddy paediatric bed. So this is quite an interesting bed, being smaller than a standard profile in bed, so it's a lot smaller than the Arctic, for example. So this one's designed purely for paediatrics and purely to try and save money in the long run as well. So the first thing to look at would be our extensions. So the quaddy comes with 2 pins here, one here and one the other side. Once they're removed, you undo 2 bolts on the bottom, push the headboard out, pull the extension out, put it in, and then chuck a wedge in. So we've got 2 wedges down here, or to the edge there. So once the extension's done, put the bed back together, and you've just saved yourself having to buy another bed, which would be completely unnecessary and obviously a complete waste of money. So the rails as well, they also come with extensions. So once the bed is ready to be extended, pull them out of the rail end, and then these ends will actually remove. You can put an extension in, put it back together, put your bumpers on, and then you're ready to go. So the nice designs that are put onto the ends of the bed don't have to be changed. You can keep using them the way that they came. I'll just put that down again. So the quaddie is very, very simple to use. So single handset. So the first button is the backrest. So we'll go down and up. Next one is the knee brakes. So these don't work independently like the Arctic. These are just designed to work together. So it's a profiling bed that you already know how to use. However, it's just much better suited to a paediatric client. So I'll just put the knee brake down. So the quaddie also comes with a high, low and Trendelenburg as well. So it's the same as our Arctic bed. All of our beds, apart from our Saturn, will come with Trendelenburg function. So now I'm bringing the quaddie up to a more safe, workable height for me. So we get up to the waist. So this one's exactly the same. With a standard start, it's 16 inches off the floor and it will rise to 32. We can do low starts on all of our beds as well. So the lowest we can do workably is about 4 inches, give or take. Typically 10 inches is more than enough for a little one to be able to then climb into bed themselves. So now I've got the bed at its tallest, I will start tilting it. So the Trendelenburg function, as I said, is still included with all of our beds that have head and footboards. And I will reverse it as well. So the bed auto levels, it knows where the ends are. So it's now leveled out, and then we can go the other way. Oh, I didn't put the wheel brakes on. So there is lockable casters, as I am now alluding to. So the casters, once they're in place, the bed will not move. As you could see, if I don't lock the casters, the bed is actually fairly easy to move about. So I'm just going to centralise the bed. So if you are needing to move the bed for whatever reason, it's very, very easy to move about, very light on its feet. So the last thing about the quaddie, it comes with paediatric rails. These are full length, minimum of 8 inches to the top of the mattress, from the top of the mattress to the headboard, so it's all encompassed. These also do come with the option of mesh bumpers or for fully padded bumpers. And we can also pad the head and footboards as well if that's something you need. So it's designed with good anti-entrapment, as well as obviously improving the safety around the area as well, so to keep everyone safe in the bed. We do multiple types of mattress, so for this quaddie, this one's got a medium risk, so that's about 12 on the water low. However, we can do a visco as well, which is 27 on the water low, so it's very, very, very high. And we can do air mattresses, obviously, for anything above that, just to make sure we cover all bases. With the head and footboard, so any of our turn-in or paediatric beds all come with the option of having customisable footboards. We do a wide range of designs. We can do pictures of people. So if you've got any designs in mind, if you send us over a photo, then our design team can have a look at which way they can use it for you. Apart from that, if there's any other questions you've got, please ask away, and we're more than happy to answer them. We've got Rhonda on our talk at the moment, who's obviously going to be helping answer questions as well.
Online, please fire a couple so we can do a bit of Q&A. So if you on the chat feature, if you type any questions you've got, I'll go and have a look now and come back and feed any questions back and do it that way.
How much is the Arctic? How much is the Arctic?
So our turning beds start from about £7,000. If you need extra options, obviously air mattresses, stuff like that, obviously the price does increase, but the starting price would be from £7,000 for a turning bed. Yeah, of course, yeah. So we always do a demo and go for a trial just to make sure that the bed is suitable, obviously because of the value and the cost. However, we can do higher if you only need it for a short period of time. We do actually have some hospitals that have used our beds to reduce pressure care issues. So someone's got, Andy was telling me about a 100 millimetre wide by 50 deep pressure saw, and the local hospital hired the bed for about 6 weeks, and it actually reduced it by near enough half in that period of time, in conjunction with an air mattress. So yeah, we can hire them, and you obviously can purchase as well. And we also do free demos and bed assessments, no purchase obligation whatsoever. That's all right, yeah. One of our new developments would be our Amazon, so it's very similar to our Quaddy, so it does extend as well, so that's more geared up towards people that are particularly tall. So although we can make a fixed bed like the Arctic in 7 foot, 8 foot, 9 foot, we can make one that grows. So if you've got someone that's already 6 foot but they're say 13, so you anticipate they're going to get even taller, we can make an Amazon that starts at that size and grows an extra 12 inches. Yeah, I've actually got a Nile leg lifter here. So the Nile is a very, very simple product. So it's very simple. So it has a leatherette top, so it's very easy to wipe down, very good for lymphedema or anything like that in the legs, just trying to get them up into bed. So the Nile comes with a single motor on the standard version. So this would take 25 stone to get you into bed, so you can put a full 25 stone on that single point. They also come with legs and brackets, so when we send them out, there'd usually be an OT involved, and we can either do a video call or send an engineer to help fit it. So we just need to make sure we get the size and the measurements right. Once it's fitted to the bed, it would be then just a case of sitting at a 45-degree angle onto the bed and then making sure both legs are over the pad in the front. Once they're over on the front, you start lifting the Nile up, and then you can start shuffling your legs across the leatherette. The leatherette's a good choice because it's got a little bit of grip, but not enough to obviously become really uncomfortable on the skin. So once you've started to move your legs into bed, once you get about halfway, you can lift it all the way up, and it should be flush with the mattress by that point. So once the legs are in, you can then bring the Nile back down, or you can leave it up. It's completely your choice. If you need to get up in the night, you don't then have to try and get out yourself. All you need to do, bring the leatherette up, move your legs over slowly onto the platform, and then start bringing them down again. We'd always recommend that you have a hoop on the side of the bed just to give you a bit of purchase, maybe even have the backrest up a little bit to support your lower back as you're getting out of bed. But the Nile is a very simple product. We send them out on sale or return, so there's no charge, especially for OTs, to save you having to do the legwork of going to a panel and trying to get pre-approval. We'll send it out for free. You don't have to do much, as long as someone can be there to assess with the client. Obviously, you can then go from there. If you wish to purchase, great. If you don't, then we'll just take it away for free. So there's no cost, and trying to minimise the amount of work that the OTs are having to do, obviously being busy as they are. You got any other questions, Jade? Anything else come in? If you're talking about the turning, so we can... So that's all right. So with the height of the bed, they are fixed within the motor's range. So as I alluded to, the minimum we can realistically do is about 4 inches because you need a clearance under the bed. But they will always go up 16 inches more than whatever their start height is. So if you've got a 16-inch start, it'll go up to 32 inches. Most people don't need a low start unless you've got someone who's a little bit shorter in the legs, so you need to still be able to get in. But we can do it higher or lower as you want. That's not affected with the auto box. It would have to always be manually set because it's a manual handling part of the... Oh, the leg lifter. That's all right. Yeah. So it stops at the stop. So it stops at at level with the mattress, because when you fit it 2 inches lower than mattress, because when you sit it depresses. So once you've got them level, it can then come up, and you can stop it anywhere in between. It's only got 2 buttons, but the reason it's not automatic is because if someone needs to stop for whatever reason, or if it's becoming quite painful or needs to go back, if it's automatic, that could obviously increase a risk of someone getting injured. So always manual. Of the Nile leg lifter. Anna, did you mean the Nile leg lifter, or was it another product you was talking about? Sorry. So yeah, so we do 2 different types of leg lifter. So we do a bariatric version, which is double weight standard. So it's about 50 stone, 60 stone or so. It has dual motors. That's the kind of the weakest point. The normal Nile is £799, and then it's usually a £15 DPD charge. So it's DPD next day delivery. Of course we do, yeah. So the Nile is. Yeah, so hire for the Niles is £30 a week. Obviously, we would come and install it as well. We can do the bariatric version, which I believe is £50 a week. Yeah, so I've actually got the parts to put on for a non-profiling bed, because this is the most difficult typically to work with. So they come with very, very long straps and some buckles. If I just get them all out. Right. So with a divan bed, you can't just use hooks. The hooks are very much the easiest. We would always try and see if we could get it onto a profiling bed, either in stores, local hospital, or hospice areas as well. So if I just start putting the legs on, so these are specifically designed for a divan style bed. So first thing you want to do, turn the Nile on its back, lay it down, and there's 2 pins to put into the back of the Nile, and there's keyholes. So depending on how tall your bed is, depends on where you need to put them. So if I just put them in the second one down. So once they're in, they're actually they're held in by gravity. The more you push down on the Nile, obviously the harder it locks it in. So I put the other leg on. So now it's got the legs on, you can stand it up. So at this point, you want to start getting your straps out of the box. So the straps will go around most large divans, including king size as well. So you want to fit the strap on the bottom of the frame. Make sure there's no kinks or knots. Put one end through the other and pull it all the way through. So once that's attached, what you want to do is feed this underneath the bed. So if you've got wheels or casters, if you get the end and feed it through where the casters are, so you feed it round through the caster, that way you're not having to lift the bed up in order to fit the product, so it creates a lot less stress. Once it's round the other side of the bed, you want to get it underneath the mattress. So if you pull it through one corner and then get the thread through and go to the other one. Once you've gone to the other one, you pull tight, then you're ready for fitting. So the last part to the Nile when fitting to a divan is you've got your bracket. So first thing you want to do is fit it to the bed. So you put it up and round through the D-link, and that's it. Very simple to use. If you take your key out, once this is on the divans, on the back at the Nile over the top of the divan base, all you have to do is fit the key, plug it in, and pull as hard as you can. So we go in through the top, and then pull it out through the bottom. As I say, we do free calls, and we can get our engineers to fit these if obviously you still feel very uncomfortable with doing this. So once we've got the key on, plug the key in, get the end of your strap, and just pull as hard as you can. This way, what it's starting to do is shorten this gap and actually ratchet it down to the divan base. Once it's fitted, there should only be about an inch or an inch and a half of movement, a very, very max. That way you know it's fitted very well. You bring the leg lifter up about halfway, stick your knee on it, give it a real good push to make sure it's secure. If it's secure, you're then ready for a client to give it a go. Okay.